Hello.
Hey, I always get so mellow listening to your voice on the intro. It's very
Um,
nice. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You have a word for me
Oh,
today?
I do have a word, and my word is energy.
Energy. Mm. Yeah, well, that's the stuff of life, ain't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's all there is. Oh, let's see where this goes. It's all there is. It's really so simple when we sort of go back to the roots of what makes up life. We are all energy. There's so many ways that we can look at this. So, first, and foremost, I kind of stand for knowing yourself so you can trust yourself. And when we can understand what we're made of, that it's energy. So, we can't, there's not so I'll start here because I know it's going to go into another place. I was going to say it's just like we can use it, and we do. It's life, it's what is coming from us. Our thought is energy, our feelings are energy. Everything in our earthly world is a vibration from something that has more aliveness to it, like, humans and animals and trees and grass and some minerals and then we can get into things like, you know, iPod or, AirPod cases and such that are, even those are energy, but it's different, it has a different vibration. It's like magic. When I think about it, it's like we live in this magical world where everything is energy and we can do anything with it. Whatever we whatever that comes to mind, to think, say, or do with something, we're creating something. Even words of just saying, in my mind right now, I have this vision of this little village with fairies, and there's sparkles and pixie dust, and there's colors, and the lights are really sweet, and it has an energy to it. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like I use thought energy, the energy of thought in my imagination to create this vision in my mind that I can experience. And I experience it through the vibration of it. It has a feeling to it. To me, it's like magical. I love magic. I love fairies and all that, mystical creature stuff. So there's that, you know, the infinite intelligence that we talk about that lives through us. That's energy. It's just the purest form of energy, the most clean and clear and mm, what's the word for like of like benevolent, of a loving, only of the highest good is its intent. Wow. Like when you just really pause to think about that is what is coming through us. And then we have this other part of the system that can also affect it, that has a say, or if we allow it to, depends on how much we allow it to. But, in our humanness, we kind of get caught and let our personal mind have more say than really it needs to have. It's good when it can allow us to know how to work a computer and how to do this system so that we can show up your life together. Oh, but there's so many other things that the energy coming through us wants to do with the energy. And then there's the way that we might look at energy as the way of, oh, I have no energy today, or, oh, I feel so energized. There's that. There's that. And I kind of see, yes, we have a physical body, so it makes sense, and it can't go forever. That's why we're made to sleep and rest and that kind of thing. So energy-wise, this physical human system needs to, we would call it maybe replenishing or rejuvenating, which sort of indicates like building up its energy reserves again. I think there's very basic, I'm so curious about this now because I'm thinking about it in a way I haven't thought about before. But it's just like, is there, there seems that there must be some kind of like minimum that the body requires for basic function. For basic function. Yet I've also proven to myself that when I was feeling like, oh, I'm so tired, and and then it's like, yeah, I don't know that I was really so tired, because when I step away from what I was doing that I was feeling so tired around, all of a sudden I'm energized again. Even though it's actually later in the evening, but it's like, but the energy that's stimulating me now is like, I want that more. It's like enlivening me, as opposed to like, like sinking into the couch at a show I've watched, a million episodes of before. Interestingly, this week, I've done a lot of running in the past, and the last number of years, I'm like on running and off running and walk running, and kind of all over the map, and I'm just kind of letting it go where it wants to go. And this week, I've run a few times and actually added in some weights, light, like not, but different. And it's interesting because even though I'm expending more energy in this way, I feel more energized by that expense of energy. I feel more tired at the end of the night, and I'm sleeping good. But waking up in the morning, it's like I feel more alive. And after, doing this expenditure too. Interesting, right? So I know our thoughts have so much to do with it. And we got this physical thing going on in there too. But anyway, that's a start. How do you see energy?
There's something you said a moment ago about how, when you can notice that you're feeling quite sluggish and you maybe don't want to do something, and when you step away and you go do something else, funnily enough, yeah. It's like when the child says, when you say, "Can you eat your dinner?" And they're like, I don't wanna have dinner, I wanna have pudding." And they say, "I've got space for pudding, but not for dinner." It's a bit like that. It's just like, I'm sure your children said that too. Yeah, my children, I've got like a separate stomach just for pudding. I think everybody's got one, but, like, it's a bit like that, isn't it? But I remember a few months ago, I was making a course for Insight Timer about confidence, and I just started to know it was all planned out. That's what I was going to do today, but I started to notice as I was getting ready, and I do usually do some exercise first thing in the morning. So I've done all of that, but then I was getting showered and dressed and stuff, and I just started to feel like my energy going, just feeling kind of, don't really want to, not feeling motivated, all that story. And, my energy getting, just feeling very sluggish and very kind of blah. And I nearly bought into, "Oh, it's you poorly, Claire. Can't possibly." I nearly bought into it that, "Oh, you haven't really got the energy to do that today." That then my mind booted up and off it went into its little story about how I wasn't, how that, it'd be just so much nicer to just, like, scroll on something or read a book or, whatever. But I spotted it, and when I kind of, reflected a little bit on what was this story in my head, and it was about, "Oh, it's gonna take you really," it's for me, it's gonna take too long, and wouldn't it be nicer to do something else? And I noticed there was this whole story about this course about confidence and the audio editing and how long it was gonna take and blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, just I spotted it, and then just by spotting it really and going, "Ah, come on, that's nonsense. It's just nonsense." I just was then able to, even though then the feeling was still there a bit, because I knew where it was coming from, I went, "Oh, well, you can carry on doing your thing over here. I'm gonna sit at my desk and I'm gonna do this recording and start making this course." But it was amazing how, like, I would have said, if I didn't know, now I know better, I don't say that, but I would have said, well, and some days I still get caught out, that that was a physiological problem that I had,
Mm.
because I've had a lot of physiological energy-based problems, in inverted commas, with adrenal fatigue and underactive thyroid and obviously going through the menopause and all those things that, it appears can seemingly, like, sideswipe our energy away without really a "by your leave." It's just suddenly my energy seems to have ridden off into the distance on a white charger, it's gone kind of thing. Or waking up,
Mhm.
like, I would often wake up just feeling, ugh, just horrible, like cloudy-headed and just very low energy, and even on nights when I did sleep through, which were few and far between for a long time, I'm still waking up feeling grotty. So I can very easily believe that there is a physiological problem, and that's just amazing to see how just a collection of thinking about doing something and what it's gonna be like and how you don't really wanna do it and all that, how quickly that can just it can seem to take energy away, but all that's happening really all the time, I think, is, well, it's just moving, isn't it? There is no removal of energy, because it's infinite, it's everywhere, we are the energy. All that's happening is the energy is being directed into some really rubbishy thinking about the thing I'm about to do, which is then being reflected by energy in my body, which, the emotion, which is then making it look like I've got no physical energy. Like, it's crazy
Yeah.
when you think how quickly that can happen from, being yay about something to being ugh about something. Like, I've noticed sometimes if I get caught up in my thinking about some relationship or in a tiz with somebody about something, that can seemingly, I'll come back to my desk and just, "Well, I can't really be bothered now to do anything because I'm too annoyed with this person who's sent me this message, or because Bruce has done something he shouldn't have done," or, whatever. It's like, yeah, it's seeing that it's it just can seem so real, this
Mm.
lack this lack of energy, and yet it isn't real. Because even those mornings when I used to wake up, even now when I've had a few really odd nights sleep, I just call them odd. They're not even bad or good, they're just odd. The other night, I kinda woke up 3 times in the night. I had no idea why. Nothing even on my mind. I went straight back to sleep, but I think when you've woken up 3 times, you can wake up a bit, ugh. And I woke up and thought, "Oh god, do I have to do today?" I just like but how, that would have helped I mean, for a long time when I was burnt out, that would have held me in bed all day, like, literally till after lunch at least. Um, but now my relationship with that lack of energy, in inverted commas, is just completely different, and I kind of know once you start moving, like you were saying, once you start moving your body and getting moving and getting the day started and having a drink of water or whatever else, it all kind of resets itself really.
Hmm.
It's not actually real, this lack of energy. It's just momentary, and even the physiological apparent energy loss or energy lack isn't actually as real as it seems, because when we experience it, of course, the mind comes in and tells us a story about how awful we're gonna feel all day and how we're not gonna have any energy today and that's not gonna be available to us, and how therefore, "Oh, I've got all these things to do and the day's gonna be really hard. I'm not gonna get anything," like, just so many stories, which of
Yeah.
course drags the energy further down, whereas when you're just really present with it and you just kinda go, "Okay, this is where I am right now, and I know I can actually put my feet on the floor out of bed, and that'll be the next thing I do, and then, you know, then I'll, you know, go get a drink, go to the loo, start moving, and it'll all sort of sort itself out." It's seeing all the time that it's just the mind stories that just take us on a right old dance, really, of nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure does. It's it's amusing when you catch it. It's not amusing when you're in it.
Ah,
When it's caught you, when it's kind of caught you. But yeah, when you catch it. And that's really all that needs to happen is
mm,
just notice that. And just a nod to our physical beingness. Yes, things can happen in our physical body that can make it feel like our energy is depressed, like we haven't, whether we're sick or whatever's going on. Yet, if you can be curious, even in your sense of like, oh, I don't feel so great, feel sick or whatever it might be, um, if you can be curious, you can see how you can make it worse with your thoughts and how it like magically gets better when your thoughts are not on it. It's like, "Oh,
mm,
yeah, how are you feeling? Oh, yeah, I'm right. I'm feeling sick." You almost have to think for a moment. It's like, yeah, or it's automatic. Yes, I'm not well. I'm not well. But it's like,
mm,
but you were. It looked like you were, felt like you were. And if we're really honest with ourselves, and we don't always want to be honest. Sometimes we just want to, you know, feel like that for whatever reason. Sometimes for reasons that we're not really even aware of. But just knowing that you can make something sort of blow it up bigger, make it feel a little worse, and you can make it feel better too. Not even necessarily by doing any kind of specific thing, although putting your direction, your attention on something else is like, that's it, and our attention comes and goes all the time. All the time, it comes and goes. But it seems like, no, I'm feeling this way. I'm drained or whatever it is. But then someone observing could see that, oh, you look okay now. Or, and then you don't. Oh, now you look okay again. Be curious to put a camera on ourselves throughout our day and just see, like, say out loud what we're feeling and then just notice what, like, play back and see, for how long did what we say, how we were feeling, actually match what we were doing? Because I'm betting as soon as we forgot about that, we would be, carrying on in a different way. Interesting.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and I think, yeah, I definitely that the feelings, even the physiological feelings are not actually a pure match with what we're able to do. There is no match there. Yesterday I was really tired yesterday afternoon, but then I did a live on Insight Time, and then I ate, and then I went off to an improv session. I've started going to improvisation sessions. Such
And
fun. Oh, well, you wouldn't have known I was tired. The Insight Time Alive woke me up quite a bit, and then I ate, and then I went off to this thing, and I was absolutely full of beans the whole night, and it was almost like a forgetting
mm,
that I was tired,
mm,
almost, because everybody's had those occasions when you think, "Ugh, I don't want to," and then once you start doing the thing, whatever it is, you're like, "Oh, that really wasn't such a big deal." Whether that's because we are feeling a little tired or, lacking in energy physiologically, or whether it's our mind kind of going, "You don't wanna do that." Either way, once you start doing it, once you I guess it's something about presence, isn't it?
mm,
Once you're in the thing, you're just in the present moment energy, and that's the best. Well, it's all the same energy really, but that's the most aligned with moving us forward and having us create things or whatever, is really just being now, being in the now. And maybe there's always a lot more energy there than there is when we're expending it on thinking about the past or thinking about the future or this story of how we're not okay or whatever.
mm.
We're using a lot of energy with those thoughts, aren't we?
Absolutely.
When we don't do that, when we're just in the present moment, we've got so much more available to us. And I think for me, that's when I notice the energy of creativity is most alive. When I'm really in the present moment, that spark of what's to come out of me, my how universal intelligence is working through me, the energy of that has is just alive when I'm
Mm.
really now, not in any stories about anything.
Yes,
Yeah.
I see that. Absolutely.
Mm.
There is like minimal expenditure of energy right now.
Mm.
Hmm. Hmm. I think there's more for me to see in this.
I think one last thing
And
for me is this seeing that, a lot of energy was used by me in the past trying to get myself to feel differently to how I was
mm,
feeling, and that made my mind very busy, it made my mind very focused on what I didn't want, which was whatever thoughts and feelings I didn't think I should have, and that was a massive, like, I don't know if you can waste energy, but it feels like now it was just a massive waste of energy. Whereas this, if there is something kicking off inside us, some anxiety, some fear, some discomfort, if we can just be present to that and
mm,
just be the observer of the emotion, energy in motion, then again, we're not expending more energy trying to go into the mind and work out how we get rid of this feeling and all that. That again is just such a waste of. I'm seeing that, like, I'm almost getting a bit precious about my energy, like, and how I
mhm.
use what I've got available in each moment, and I'm less inclined to waste it trying to work out how to get rid of a feeling or a thought anymore. And I did, oh God, I think I went overdrawn in the energy bank. Awesome feelings. It's a good job I didn't get bank charges. I'd have been skint.
Yeah. Yeah, I just see on the side of my desk, and I think I've showed you my desk and my floor before, and, they get this way at times, and I just realized in this that's why I said it's like, "Oh, I have more to see here." Because I just realized how pulled my attention, just for an example, how pulled my attention can get, and then it's like my energy is being expended here, there, and everywhere. See, and all of the sticky notes and there's way less sticky notes actually about the last 3-4 weeks than usual, because I'm really, I wasn't really aware of this so consciously until this moment, but I think I have been like, this is not helpful to me, and I need to pull things together and put them in their place, and really, when you consider, like, there's only one moment. So for this moment in time, what is it that I need? Do I need, this thing and this other pile and this book and like, for right now? Because I find, and I think this could be a neurodiverse kind of thing, but I'm going to share it because there's probably someone else out there too who can feel scattered, feeling like their energy is scattered. And that can make it feel like it's being drained. It can make it feel like you don't, but really it's like, no, you have tons of energy. You're just spending so much of your attention here, there, and everywhere that it feels like, oh, can't get anything done. And it's like, oh, okay. That is what happens for me. So I think there's more for me to see around this, but I am going to tidy up. And I did organize my drawer a number of months back just for that reason. And then it's like, those little habits come in. It's like, okay, just catch it. Just, there you go. It's just slipping back. Like, let's just nip that in the bud and carry on. Like, just carry on.
I think there's probably another episode around a similar kind of topic.
Yeah.
Maybe one of our lovely listeners could suggest a follow-up to this. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So thank you. That's been lovely.
Thanks, Claire. That was very good.
Yeah.
Good for me.
Thank you.
Appreciate this.
Take care.
Yeah.
See you soon.
You too. Ciao.